After filming this video, new information just came out. I'll put that at the start. The new Model Y Performance has a lot more power than the old one. A lot more. It gets 461 kilowatts. That is 618 horsepower. Plus, it gets a brand new battery that enables the Model Y to put all that power out. The Model 3 Performance hampered outside of the US by its battery pack. This new version, not the case. Big changes. The Model Y Performance actually looks really, really good. YouTube's new algorithm means that you're often not getting all of our videos in your feed. There's 7,500. I'm pretty sure you're probably not seeing a lot of them. In the description, there is a link to our newsletter. Click on that and you can get an update every day of all the latest news in the electric car industry. The new Tesla Model Y Performance. This is it. It has brand new battery cells with much higher energy density, enabling a pretty shocking range that I don't think anyone actually expected. Here are the full details. It's been launched officially. There's the official details. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. I'm Sam Evans. You're watching the Electric Viking. I'll be doing a trip to basically a group tour to China to see some of the most amazing EVs in the world. If you're interested, send me an email, contact@theelectricviking.com. The Tesla Model Y Performance. It has 580 kilometers of range. That's 360 miles. More than what anyone was expecting, I believe. The reason is because it has a new high voltage battery pack. Higher energy density batteries. So therefore, it actually has 20 kilometers less range than the new long-range all-wheel drive. The long-range all-wheel drive now has 600 kilometers of range. So only 20 kilometers less for the performance version, which I don't think anyone was expecting that. Now it's powered by 2 electric motors and can sprint from 0 to 62 miles an hour, which is 0 to 100 kilometers an hour in 3.5 seconds. Top speed is 155 miles an hour, and that's 250 kilometers an hour, which it's limited. I mean, you could maybe take the limiter off, but you might not want to. Anyway, it comes with new adaptive suspension. So they are magnetic dampers, the same adaptive suspension that Tesla is using on the Model Y L, the new L version, the new 6-seat Model Y. Compared to the Euro spec long-range all-wheel drive version, it is a fair bit faster. It does 0 to 100 kilometers an hour, 1.3 seconds faster. Top speed is a lot faster though, 30 miles an hour faster, which is 50 kilometers an hour quicker. Power output, we don't know. Tesla haven't said what the power output actually is. So at this point, we're just going to be guessing really. Clearance, ground clearance, 5.94 inches of ground clearance, which is 151 millimeters. And it's actually quite a bit lower than the standard long-range all-wheel drive, 16 millimeters, which is 0.62 inches lower. To be honest, it's not that low of a car for a performance car. So you're not going to scrape it on most driveways where you might have a performance car. You drive into your driveway and you go, you hear that scraping noise. It's not that kind of low. Weight, it's, I think, quite light for the type of car it is. And if you compare it to equivalent internal combustion cars with similar performance, it's actually lighter. It's 4,482 pounds. That's 2,033 kilograms. So it's actually technically only 36 kilograms or 79 pounds heavier than the dual motor long range version. Why is it heavier? Well, for one, it has bigger wheels and tires. And of course, different motors as well. Those are the main reasons. It also has better brakes than the Model Y long range, as you'd expect. Getting back to that suspension, Tesla says the new suspension system can change response depending on road conditions and driving style. So you've got a few options in the menu that say, do you want it on comfort? Do you want it on performance? It's got multiple modes. The other Model Y trims have frequency selective dampers, which don't have selectable modes. Basically, this is proper adaptive suspension, proper magnetic damping. So yeah, it'll be quite good. Outside of those details, it has a pretty good looking body kit. I think it looks quite good. It's got that rear mounted spoiler. It's got 21-inch Arachnid 2.0 wheels, which are the biggest wheels available on any Tesla. Now, I should say on any Model Y or Model 3. They look good. And the fact that Tesla are getting 580 kilometers WLTP from a car, a proper performance vehicle, with 21-inch wheels, it's quite an achievement. How big is the battery? I don't know, actually, but I believe it's the same as the Model Y, long-range all-wheel drive. That's what I'm guessing anyway. 82 kilowatt-hour battery, but higher energy density. And that's how Tesla are getting this much range from a car with massive wheels, a performance car with big wheels. On the inside, it's got a different screen. It's using the same screen in the Model Y L, which is 16 inches, up from the 15.4 inches of all the other screens, but it's got better resolution. It's Ultra HD or UHD. Inside, it's got some pretty cool features, I think. Looks better. Carbon fiber on the inside. The front sport seats are very similar, I believe, to the seats in the Model Y Ls also. They're electrically adjustable, heated, and ventilated. There's also a 16-speaker sound system, and I believe that's the same sound system that you get in the long-range all-wheel drive. So all the changes to the existing Model Y you get, but you also get some new features from the Model Y L, like the screen and the suspension, and the seats also. Pricing. Well, price in Europe is 72,000 US dollars or 62,000 euros. It's not going to be that price outside of Europe, of course. Remember, Tesla does have to pay a 10% tariff for the Model Y performance, or actually for its Model 3, it pays a 10% tariff, but for the Model Y, it should be able to build these in Germany, so it shouldn't be paying a tariff. So yeah, I mean, the price is certainly not cheap, is it? Anyhow, that is 10,500 US dollars more than the all-wheel drive version. That's the difference in price, 10,500 US dollars. That's 9,000 euros. As I mentioned before, it does get bigger brakes as well. Don't know much detail yet on the brakes though, unfortunately. Pricing outside of Europe, I'd estimate in the United States, the price will be approximately 58,000 US dollars. And in Australia, the price is probably going to come in at around 90,000 Australian dollars. Not 100% sure on those numbers, but that's the estimate. Now, you can't yet order it in Australia. You can order it in Europe. Australia, we're waiting for the Chinese version. Of course, that's where all our Teslas come from these days, China's factory. And it hasn't actually officially gone on sale in China yet either. But I'm assuming when it does, which is probably going to be within the next 4 to 5 weeks' time. Now, you can buy it right now, like I said, in Europe, but also in the Middle East, which gets cars from Europe as well. Estimates from some journalists are saying the price in Australia is going to be closer to 82,000 Australian dollars, which would be a good price, and that would make it, I think, a really affordable, proper performance vehicle, which is pretty impressive. Now, in terms of the motors, there has been some new information just come out. Apparently, there is a new motor in the rear, and it is 22% more continuous power, 32% more peak power, and 16% more peak torque. So that rear motor, I think the front motor is the same, but that rear motor is quite different and providing you up to 32% more peak power. So that's a big increase in total power from the Model Y. How does this compare though? I mean, this extra performance, how much difference does it make compared to the old version? Well, the old version could do 0 to 100 or 0 to 62 miles an hour in 3.7 seconds. This can do it in 3.5 seconds. So 0.2 of a second. Not a huge difference. It might make a bigger difference in things like track driving, for example, though, especially that new battery pack. The big limitation with the Model 3 performance that we can get from the Chinese factory, you guys in the US don't have this limitation. The battery pack, that's the problem with the Model 3 performance. Its power is neutered a little bit because the battery pack can't put out enough power. That's been changed by the sounds of it with this vehicle, with this new battery pack that can run at a high voltage and put out more peak power. And that's basically the reason why the Model Y performance is not going to be much slower. It's going to be very similar in terms of actual performance versus the Model 3 performance, which is obviously a smaller, lighter, more aerodynamic car. Now, we have actually just got an update here with power. Combined motor output of the old model, apparently according to government documents, was 393 kilowatt. So the new version has 461 kilowatt, meaning nearly 70 kilowatt more power. That's about 100 horsepower more power in the new Model Y. Big difference. I mean, that's a massive difference. Now, yes, it's confirmed the battery pack is an 82.1 kilowatt hour battery, up from the previous battery, which was a 78.4 kilowatt hour battery. So it's only less than 4 kilowatt hours bigger, but obviously because it's got that new chemistry, those new battery cells, it's going to get quite a bit more range. So tires, also information here on the tires. The tires are Pirelli performance tires. They are now wider at the rear than the front, so staggered tires. Pretty common on performance cars to have wider tires on the back than you do at the front. Now, as you can see also in terms of the looks, there's a bit more differentiation between the look of the Model Y Performance and the previous Model Y Performance. This looks a bit more aggressive. It's got a unique front bumper housing aggressive air ducts and a lower splitter. So people will be more likely to be able to tell that you're actually driving a Model Y Performance. In the past, you'd have to kind of look hard. Is that one? Is it not? Yeah, I think it is. Not sure. That's the kind of thing that will be different now. One other change is those seats that I mentioned earlier actually have power extendable under thigh cushions. So the cushions on the bottom of the seat can actually extend out. If you've got longer legs, that'll actually provide you with a lot more comfort in longer drives. And there is also ludicrous logos under the headrests, plus carbon fiber on the dashboard. So those are all the details so far, everything that I know so far. Just to confirm, 461 kilowatt, 618 horsepower. Those are the new updated figures. This makes this one of the best value performance family vehicles that I think we've ever seen. I think it's actually really good. Kudos to Tesla. I think they've done a very, very good job. What are your thoughts? Thanks for watching.